war picture, but I miss the big stars like Randolph Scott and Ralph Meeker, John Wayne, all those real big guys.
Tonight, almost live, it's America Tonight. 30 minutes of TV on the UBS network, located on the UBS Broadcasting Mall in El Tacoma, California, the unfinished furniture capital of the world, with the Timmons twins, who are better than just looking at Happy alone, Ernest Twilley, who shows how to take the worry out of being dead, and Gloria Chambers, who lives two lives, which keeps her very busy, with the music of Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Hi, everybody. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Bart Kimball.
Thank you, Happy. Thank you, Jerry. Good evening and welcome again to America Tonight. I am Barth Kimball. And we've got a whale of a show for you tonight, son of a gun. And since the whale is an endangered species, I think we ought to get right on to the show before it beaches itself. So let me introduce my co-host and announcer, the wonderful Mr. Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Jerry. Great to have you there.
Thanks. Speaking of whales, glad to be landed, and I'm ready to blow off some steam.
Okay. Listen, we've got some great guests, so we're going to go right into it tonight. No monologue or anything like that. And our first guest
Well,
is
hold on a minute. Aren't you forgetting something?
I don't think so. Our first guest is one of our very own
Wait a minute. Now, all week you've been telling us about your auditioning for that great Yam commercial and your negotiations, and we've been on tender hooks and pills and needles here for a whole week. Now we want to hear the inside scoop. How did it go?
It's not really an important thing, you know. It's no big deal. That's all. Okay, as I say, we have a very big show, a lot of people backstage, and I want to bring
hold
it back.
on. Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, either you're being shy or you're being modest or something silly like that, but you got a lot of people who want to hear about it. Friends, fans, people who might ultimately take over for you if you move on to bigger and better things, and they're interested in hearing about your success. Am I right? Don't you want to hear what happened? There you go. All right, now. Applause doesn't lie. Now, come on, what's the inside story? Did you do it in one take? Was it hot in that Yam suit? Did you get paid with cash? And if so, how much? Come on.
Okay, Jerry, just to get this out of the way as quickly as possible, so that we can get on with the rest
of
what I consider is a pretty good show, or would have been if we hadn't started this way. Let's put it this way. I found out some information that led me to believe that yams were probably not the right product for me to make my commercial debut endorsing, okay? It's not like they cause cancer or anything like that. Don't misunderstand me. It's just that I feel that even inside a yam costume, a lot of my fans would recognize me and would assume that Barth Kimball, as a person, was recommending and endorsing this vegetable, which, frankly, I personally never eat. So anyway, our show is here. We've got some great guests.
So anyway, what did you tell them?
I told them, this is so boring. But I told them that for that kind of an endorsement, they would have to pay me quite a bit more money than they would for just some anonymous actor whose words carry zero weight, okay?
Kind of putting it to them, huh? That's a good idea, because that's what a lot of the athletes and big ball players and all do.
Well,
so, what did they say? You had him over the barrel, huh?
Well, I also told him that I felt like an absolute fool, which I did, wearing the damn yam suit, and that I had an idea for a whole other way to go with the commercial spot there, which is sort of me at home, you know, entertaining some friends, kind of an informal cocktail party situation.
Not dressed as a yam, but kind of
No, just like a bunch of very elegant people sitting around, and then the butler brings out a plate full of yams. And everyone starts raving about how yams really make the party, okay?
I love it.
It's just it's modern, it's a simple lifestyle approach, which I think it's, you know, it's not something that treats you like an 8-year-old retarded person who thinks yams can talk.
And you told him that? Well, I admire that, because I'd be afraid if I spoke up to people like that, they'd say, okay, Hubbard, if that's the way you feel, we're going to use the other guy. So what happened?
Nothing, Jerry. They repeated that they liked the other guy better and thanked me for coming and for my time and said that that's the way you feel, you know. And I said, well, if that's the way you feel, if you want the other guy, then you just better get yourself the other guy. And I hung up on him. In all fairness, I should say that regular potatoes, as I understand it, are about twice as nutritious as yams. Okay? And anyway, enough free publicity for the vegetable that the French call the devil's onion anyway. We got a heck of a show tonight. We can hook it up right now. I'm pleased the way it came
You're better off out of it, I assume. Yeah.
Well, I think so.
You lost yourself a heck of a bundle, I guarantee
Do
you.
I want to be in a yam suit even for $350,000?
I had to get in there early in the morning, though.
Yeah, well, they could have buttered me up, I guess, to get the fire. I'm just kidding. Tonight we have a wonderful show, and it's going to feature a love song, actually, by our own Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers.
And you know something, Happy and I are still rooming together down at the Aldecoma Marina.
Right.
And we have a lot of fun. He pretends he gets angry when he's in the bathtub. I'll come up and knock on the door and say, "Can I come in?" I hear him splash around and say, "Who is it?" And then from our laundry room, I stole a pair of these pantyhose, and I brought them up. I put them in the top drawer of his dresser, and I went into his room, and I opened it, and I said, "Are these yours, Happy?" He turned a bright color beat. It was wonderful. But seriously, he's a very sensitive guy and kind of old-fashioned. I know he hates me saying this, but we're talking about it, and he's a traditionalist. And he feels, much like I do, that kids today should not look at sex as something just to be enjoyed easily. Am I right, Hap?
Yeah, that's true. I think that you really should. You should have to pay your dues.
Sure. Well, that's true. No, that is true.
And I think that to really appreciate sex, there has to be a lot of pain and hurt and healthful deep breathing, involved. I think that's...
Well, I think, Happy, I'm sure when you do your version of a love song, everyone knows exactly what you're talking about in terms of pain and hurt. At least by the end of the song, they do. So here's Happy Kind with a selection from his new disco album. It's called Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers Sing to Make You Cry. Take it away, Happy.
I love to love you, baby. 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 When you're laying so close to me, there's no place I'd rather you be than with me. Oh. Lay your head real down, real close to me. Soothe my mind and set me free.
Thank you, Happy. Happy's taking a little rest now after that beautiful singing. Also, girls, that was just terrific. Now, you're twins, am I right?
Yeah.
And sisters as well. That's incredible.
I always prefer watching the girls dance than watch Happy dance. No offense, Hap. You do great. You do the arranging, but I like to watch the girls. And incidentally, was that a great version of Love to Love You? And he's great on the love songs. If you ever hear him do Who's Sorry Now,
yeah.
Before that song is over, that song has answered its own question.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, sir.
You know, and you identify.
Yes.
It almost makes you
Yes,
feel like
indeed.
it's you.
Yes.
It's amazing. My next guest has some information that could be a comfort to all of us in getting over the loss of a loved one. Now, in a case like that, I think when I mean the loss of a loved one, it's not a breakup, a marriage kind of situation. I think it means blam. Right. Some of you know. Please welcome Mr. Ernest Twilley. Now, Mr. Twilley here is president of Immortal Manufacturers, right?
Yes, Bart. We found that the visit to the cemetery is the most depressing part of the funeral for the surviving relatives.
Not to mention the poor guy in the box.
Oh, well, that goes without saying.
Oh, no, not with him around, no.
Well, we feel that the visiting of the deceased loved one from that point on should be a somewhat more pleasant experience. And that's why we've developed this computerized talking tombstone. And now this is your basic tombstone.
Right.
With your closed-circuit video cassette television, which allows the deceased to talk to his visitors.
It's very, very nice, actually.
And now, needless to say, the deceased would have to be recorded on videotape before he passed away.
Oh, yes.
Again, that goes without saying. Although, once again, we have Jerry to say what goes without saying. What sort of things do they record on this?
Well, first is the general maintenance cassette. The visitor merely presses a button, like so.
Hello.
Oh,
Thanks for visiting me. How's my eternal flame? Does it need any more fuel? And please water my flowers. I can wait.
Well, that certainly is ingenious, but not really a whole lot of fun. I don't think that's the kind of thing I'd want to waste my Saturday night date night going to see one of these, that's for sure.
Oh, well, that's merely the tip of the tombstone, so to speak. There are 12 other channels on which to record highly personalized messages.
Oh, I see.
Yes, yes. The visitor merely turns to his channel, like so, and then deposits, let's see, 50 cents, like so. And you have 3 minutes worth of the deceased.
Yeah.
Here's one for the grandchildren.
Hi, kids. How's school? Oh, I'm dead, thanks. How are you? Get off the flowers, Randy. They were just watered.
And here's one for the daughter.
I miss you, Angel. How's the weather at the cottage?
Oh.
I'm on the hillside with a nice breeze. I can't complain.
Here's one for the wife.
Harriet, there's a few things I never had a chance to say before I left because you never shut up long enough. Number one, it's your fault that I'm here in the first place. And number two, if you had...
Well, anyway, you get the general idea.
Absolutely.
Yes. There's also one sort of all-purpose channel on which you can talk to perfect strangers.
That are married?
Well,
Yeah, I
yes.
see.
Now, this is a very nice image for the deceased and good advertising for us.
Okay.
Hi there. My name's Arnie. What's yours? Well, take good care of your health and have a nice day. And remember, and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll see it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
Now, for a few extra dollars, you can use your talking tombstones to play Pong with the deceased.
Now, wait a minute. If he's dead, huh? You have a quarter, Jim?
No, we also have battleship Pong, tennis Pong, Pong hockey, and like that. His moves are computerized.
Okay, I was gonna
You're on your own.
Well, that's a very interesting program. How's business been so far?
Oh, it's been terrific, Bart. Just terrific. You know, talking tombstones are especially popular with celebrities. Oh, yes, you know how afraid they are of being forgotten once they're gone. Now, just watch this.
Hi, guys. How's the show?
It's happy.
Who's conducting the band? Gee, I sure miss you, bum. Remember this?
I feel terrible. I think of all those times I kidded him.
I know.
You know, so many times you admire a guy and you never go up and say, hey, you're doing a not bad job, and you wish that you had.
Well, we all live and learn, I guess. We'll be right back.
UBS, the network that you're watching now.
Tonight on UBS, Lunchbox Larry finds himself in hot water once again as he takes his Roman holiday and gets trapped overnight in the Vatican. And you'll never guess who helps him get out this time. Don't miss tonight's episode of Lunchbox Larry with the surprise ending. Also, a special appearance by Ed Dabner as the Pope. Larry, tonight on UBS, where the laughs are on us.
UBS.
Our next guest is one of the stars of the popular network soap opera Love of Now. Please welcome Miss Gloria Chambers.
Gee, I've seen you so many times on TV, I feel like you're here in person, which you are.
Yes.
I'm surprised, Joe. I thought when you just watched the cartoons.
Well, they aren't on all day. After about 11 in the morning, they go off, and forget it. Try to find a decent cartoon. But, yeah.
Not counting the news, huh?
That's right.
But they tell me you're a great little actress.
Thank you.
Gloria, and you must be if you have a steady job. Every day they say your character's always crying or getting excited or breaking down about something. Is that what you like?
Well, you know how dramatic those soaps can get, but there's really a lot of excitement, and, well, the character I play is always in some kind of trouble with her family or her husband.
Right. But is that like you?
I'm not at all like that. I'm really Sally Suburbia. You know, my husband and I hardly ever fight, and, the last one was... about a week ago, and it was just a little spat, you know, no big deal.
Fantastic. What was that about?
Well, it was silly. It was over my boyfriend, Bob.
Wait a minute, you have a boyfriend and you're married?
Uh-huh.
And your husband doesn't mind this?
Well, not until a week ago.
You just found out about it?
Oh, no. Bob's been living with us for about a year now, but, my husband got mad because he thought that Bob made a pass at Helen.
Who's Helen?
Oh, that's my husband's girlfriend, you see. And, she's been with us about, 6 months. She moved in right about the time that my husband took over the congregation.
Your husband is a minister?
Oh, yeah. That's how he and Helen met. See, he was doing a private prayer meeting for unwed mothers, and Helen was brought to the meeting by my boyfriend, Bob, and, well, she's Bob's sister.
Wait a minute. You say your husband thinks that Bob has eyes for his own sister?
Well, my husband judges everyone like himself. You see, he's been going with his sister behind his girlfriend's back for, 3 months now. And, things are getting a little tense around the house these days. And, it's getting so that we don't even go bowling anymore. And, we hardly even get a chance to spend any time with the kids.
You have kids?
Oh, yeah. Bob and I have a little girl, Mary. She's 3 months. And my husband and Helen have the twins. And then my husband and I have a teenage son, and we have an adopted daughter of 19. That's Beth Ann, and she's pregnant.
I hate to open up any subplots here, but who might the lucky father be?
Oh, no, sir.
Well, I thought maybe you might.
Well, I think I've probably said enough already, but maybe I could come back again and we could talk about it some more.
That'd be great, because then Barth could say, tune in at the same time tomorrow to find out if Gloria's adopted daughter is pregnant by her girlfriend Helen's twin sister's husband, or I could say.
Oh, Jerry, you make it all sound just like a soap opera.
You can say that again.
Okay. Tune in tomorrow to find out if Gloria's adopted daughter is pregnant by her girlfriend Helen's half-sister's husband.
Not quite what I meant. What I meant to say is we'll be right back. Stay with us. It worked before and it worked again. I guess the leather boot didn't hurt either, knowing Happy's proclivities. Well, that's about all we have time for tonight. I would like to thank Happy Kind, the Mirth Makers, for a wonderful musical number and just showing up. How about it? Mr. Twilley, I guess it goes without saying that people are dying to take advantage of some of your offers. Out there in the marble orchard, as we used to call it when I was a kid. Nice to see you again, girls. It's nice to have you on the show. As you said, they're twins. Kind of interesting also. We were talking earlier about when you have twins, what do you name them? Like Jean and Jane, everything like that, so you can tell them apart. And your parents both named you both Dorothy. Kind of interesting, but...
Makes it easy for us when it comes time to pay. We only have to pay one, and they have to worry about who gets what.
One check and a pair of scissors. That's our policy. And Gloria, best of luck with your family, both on and off screen. Thank you very much for being here.
These things work themselves out very nicely. I've been watching, and they take care of themselves.
And as far as who actually did get your adopted daughter pregnant, I think, well, one way to trace it is if recently has she... Well, we'll talk about it after we're going. Listen, we'll be right back tomorrow night. See you then. Thank you.
Tonight, some members of our studio audience will receive the following: classic curves from Ditto's, the Feel to Fit Company, pants to make every woman feel beautiful in sizes 3 to 13 and 8 to 18. And Lillian Vernon's catalog gift certificate, jewelry, gifts, decor, personalized items, and things from practical to whimsical, furnished by Lillian Vernon. And Slim Fast, the natural way to lose weight, packed with vitamins, minerals, and natural protein, delicious and filling. You can get Slim Fast with Slim Fast, and don't think you're not fat just because you can't see it.
Tomorrow at 8, watch for the repeat of The Bastard, with Andrew Stevens as young Philip Kent, the illegitimate son of an English nobleman, robbed of his birthright and forced to flee to America. The Bastard, Thursday at 8. And next, Goodbye, Charlie.
Gloria Chambers.